hear me, and welcome to our first live show here at YVR. It's a busy, sunny, bright, and exciting morning. I apologize for the noise in the background. This is the South Terminal, and it's quite active. There's often aircraft starting engines, and I have no control over the noise in the background, but I am going to hopefully present a good amount of interesting traffic to you guys this morning. It is windy this morning, so we've got competition from the wind, aircraft engines, and hopefully you'll be able to hear as much as possible. So again, I am a resident of Vancouver, born and raised here. I'll tell you more about myself in the time that passes, but basically I've been filming here at this spot for the last 40 plus years, and it's my home airport, and I have a bunch of slides and videos and films, basically a lifetime supply of media that I've passionately collected pertaining to this airport over the decades. So I love YVR. I hope you'll also find this to be an interesting airport, and sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Again, this is our first live broadcast with Airliners Live here in Vancouver, and we may have some teething problems. I apologize in advance, but hopefully they're behind us. And yeah, we'll start with the show, guys. Generous of you, thank you very much. Blizzard Watcher, thank you. Happy to be here. RJ here this morning. They're preparing it for flight. This does charter work to the LNG mine site here in British Columbia. So this will fly today. Let's see what else we got here. So Moon Vision, yeah, the wind is terrible. Well, I can try and put the my continuation up. So I'll just give everybody a bit of a tour of the airport here. For those of you that aren't aware, so this is the main terminal building. We're looking at the WestJet gates there, and it is handy. I've got the mic facing me. Just so for those of you that are curious, I'm actually pointing the mic at me as I'm speaking right now. So I'm hand holding the mic so that it's catching my audio as best as possible. Hello from Germany, TikTok, Marcus Porta Tarde, thank you, Philip Starr. I'm just trying to read the chats as well as give you guys a tour. That's on the far side of the ramp is We've got cargo jet lives over there. These are the Air Canada Jazz hangars. That's Air Canada's hangar right there. Janet Burns, thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I'm trying to do my best, you know, just trying to juggle everything here. And because it is so windy, yeah, so just bear with me here, guys, because I'm hand holding the mic and trying to move the tripod at the same time. Actually, that's fine. Yeah, the wind is fierce. It's just unbelievable how bad it is. Yeah, I'm dealing with wind issues, guys. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to pay attention to the mic to see if I can fix this. Nope. Doesn't make a difference, really. It's a bit better. I'm fiddling with the mic. Trying to get my bearings here, and you can't hear me because the wind is so strong, unfortunately. Jesus. Yeah, I'm just struggling here actually. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Super chat. This is a Beach 1900D coming in. Alcan Air, based out of Whitehorse. lay of the land here. I'm at, take the mic out so I can actually speak right into the mic. Okay, I'm hand holding the mic. I am actually standing at the South Terminal observation platform. So this is the South Terminal of the Vancouver International Airport. Pacific Coastal is the dominant carrier here. They operate to smaller points in southern and central British Columbia from here, mostly with Beech 1900s and the occasional Saab 340. So we have Heli 1, which is a helicopter maintenance facility based in these hangars right here. And it looks like they've pulled, hang on, I have an interesting development to share with you guys. Behind, you might see a helicopter. That's an S-92. They've pulled it from the hangar. They have two of these they've acquired, I believe, from Italy. And with any luck, they might run the engines on it or even test fly it today. So we'll have to see how that goes. So this is the terminal building at Vancouver. It was constructed in the mid-1950s. I believe it opened in 1958. And I, as a child, was brought to this airport for plane spotting starting in the summer of '67. So I've actually been spotting at this location for 53 years. So again, I'm just giving a little bit of a lay of the land here to everybody so you know where I'm at. And I'll just pan the camera around now so you can have a general view of the apron. We're now facing north, due north. The mountains in the background are the North Shore Mountains. And hang on one second. Paul Gardner, thank you. Jacob, I'm trying to do my best, appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Phil, thank you. R3D, 53 years of spotting. Yes, I started young, age 3. Haven't been photographing, but I've been hanging out at this airport since I was 3 years old. So that is 53 years. You can see these are the North Shore Mountains. In the background, we have a Jazz -8 taxiing out. We're on runway 26 today. So aircraft are departing from the east towards the west. And as I explained earlier, these are cargo hangars, or that's Air Canada's cargo ramp. We have a WestJet Q400 coming in here, landing on this runway. Runway 26 left. The way it works here at YVR is that the north runway is used for arrivals, and the south runway, which is where we are, is where the departures take place. So he came in on the south runway, I guess for convenience, because he's going to those WestJet gates right over here. So he requested that runway. That was a special request for his arrival. So again, I'm just giving you a general layout of the land, if you will, so you're familiar with how things operate here at Vancouver. These are the Air Canada hangars, as I was explaining. This hangar was the original DC-8 hangar. It was opened in 1965 by TransCanada Airlines, Air Canada. And then in the latter part of the 1960s, the 747 hangar was opened. Air Canada built this hangar for the wide-body era. Still owned by Air Canada. And as you can see, at present, Cargojet parks one of their 767s in front, just because of lack of ramp space. And I'll just continue panning around. We have this Resident Air North 737, which is available for charter. That sits here. And down at the button of the runway, we have the FedEx facility where Brooker Wheaton operates 757s domestically on behalf of FedEx, and FedEx bring their own aircraft in here as well. So interesting tidbit, Brooker Wheaton Aviation is owned by the Max Ward's family. Max Ward's son, I believe his name is Kim Ward, started that company, or is the owner of that company. So what else can I tell you? Well, we have something on approach, I guess, because WestJet's holding, although I don't see it. We'll just give this, I'll pan back so if I can see anything. Yeah, nothing as of yet. So, what else can I tell you guys? Let me go back to chat. Bear with me for a second. Bruce, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hello from Detroit. You're doing a great job, Henry. Look forward to many more streams. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to hand hold the mic for this show because otherwise nothing can be heard. So here we've got the WestJet taxiing into position for his departure. WestJet 737NG. I don't know, what is that, a 600? I think that's a 600. Not many 600s were built. As you can see there, we do have a building block there, but what I can do is just gently pan over and we can... Oh, I lost him, unfortunately. So where are we? Okay. We now have a Q400 on the roll. Meanwhile, back here at the South Terminal, this is a little Piper Navajo.
Cascadia Air.
Oh, Cascadia. Okay, thank you. Cascadia Air is the operator of this Navajo. Where are they based? Local company, I would think.
Yeah, they're based in, I believe, Pitt Meadows, I believe.
Okay, so...
Yeah, Pitt Meadows they're based out of.
Okay. I'm told this company is based out of Pitt Meadows. So I'm having trouble again with the mic here because I'm hand holding and I don't have two hands available to work the camera. Oh, yeah, sorry guys, I was asleep at the wheel.
Another Air North.
Another Air North. My apologies. Again, I can't zoom. I'm at a real handicap here. holding the microphone. Yeah.
All those Air Norse are non-winglets except one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is a 737-400 without winglets. So it's classic, if you will, classic airliner. Not in the 707 or DC-8 sense, but definitely a classic. Let's see.
Looks like that truck was going towards the Coast Guard.
Yeah, hi Martin.
I'll just check the picture. If you reverse the microphone on the call queue on the top, and then
So just mounted on the camera, pointed at me. Okay, so I'm doing this right now. Can you hear? How is that? Is that good? Just leave it. Okay, thank you, Mark. Bye. 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 So, where were we? Jonathan Cook, thank you. Thank you for joining. Anthony Barry, 737 on final. So we have a Delta connection, Embraer, it's an Embraer 175. I think this might be going to Seattle of all places.
They were calling them, they couldn't open the door. Yeah, you don't have to do. Not a customs door they couldn't open. Probably couldn't open it for a reason. Yeah.
So to give you guys a view of the far runway, this Q400 is actually lined up on runway 26 right. And it disappears behind the building. We'll London Air Service Augusta got into the frame there. So, just gonna, again, this is London Air Service over here, the Augusta. This company, London Air Service, they own the local London Drugs, which is basically the equivalent of Boots drugstore. They're a huge Western Canadian conglomerate. So that's one of their corporate helicopters. So let's see what's going on behind me. There's a lot of noise. Again, my goodness. Okay, Frank Schmidt, A330 out in 15 minutes. Thank you very much for that. Kevin, Jacob Hudson, Tracy Stellers says hello. Frank Schmidt. Who else have we got here? Will P. Mark Appleby, thank you very much. Fantastic show. Well done to all involved in making this happen. Well, thank you for that, Mark. Yeah, there was a lot of 3 months of legwork to make this show happen. It may not look like it at this point, but special thanks to Martin and Andy for all their work and patience, trying to bring me up to speed on all this. Yeah, so that was the Dallas-Fort Worth flight, the American Airlines inbound. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. Again, it's a challenge just because there's so much happening in terms of movements everywhere you look, basically. Let's see what we've got here. So we have a Q400 taxiing out. Or maybe that's the one, maybe he's just arrived. Don't know. No, he's an arrival there. How high are those mountains? They're 4,000 feet. There's a famous hike up to the top of Grouse Mountain called the Grouse Grind. And most people can do that within an hour or two. So yeah, Grouse Mountain is basically kind of there. So yeah, those are 4,000 foot peaks. TPE Sam, you're doing a great on Airliners Live debut, Henry. It looks like the weather out there in Vancouver is great. Keep it up from Sheffield. Thank you very much, TP Sam. Yeah, it's a windy day, windy as hell, but again, we're often inundated with rain, so very grateful to have a sunny day for our first live show here in Vancouver. We still have some snow on the mountains, as you can see. Those are snow runs. Those are ski runs up there in Cypress. It's called Cypress Bowl. And we just had an arrival. It's a medevac. King Air just arrived. So the BC Ambulance Service, medevac service have King Airs and citations. And we will see them. They're quite frequent, actually, in their movements here at YVR. Thank you, Kevin.
The whole world's
Mikey, yeah, beautiful scenery. Not bad. Not bad.
here. It's a sellout.
Aerosor Aviation. Hello, Airliners Live. Greetings from Calgary. Well, nice to see a fellow Canadian supporter here on our stream. Hope all is well in Calgary. Listen to that wind. Woo. Mark Booth, okay.
Also,
Your son is leaving Canada tomorrow, back to the UK. Oh, right on. So yes, medicine trained. He was doing army training. The Royal Army's been training in Canada for decades. I do recall seeing RAF VC-10s and TriStars in Calgary all the time back in the 90s when I was frequently passing through Calgary. So they were fabulous to see. Let's see. Jeff Mass, 01 Toscar 1, Stuart Siddons, hello from Manchester, Wes Westbrook, Loopy, Flying Architect, Chris Hewitt, hi Henry, mountains look good, yes they do, not bad, we've got a bit of a lull in the activity here. The helicopter overhead, okay, is there? Yes, there is. I see the helicopter. Let's see if we can bring him on screen. Thank you for the heads up on that. Sorry guys, that did not work out as we had hoped, unfortunately. Incidentally, I should point out, this building here is Canada Customs. So biz jets and aircraft coming from outside of Canada that are of a private flights, private corporate aircraft, they have to clear customs in this building. So we will see a lot of corporate aircraft parking right here in front of us, and the Canadian customs officers going out to process the aircraft for entry to Canada. So that's Canada Customs you're looking at. And there's also a weather service that shares the building, and they have a little weather laboratory on the top of the roof, which you can see. Okay, we've got an Air Canada taxiing out right now, so let's have a look. Gulnur, thank you very much. Gulnur from Istanbul, from Turkey. It's fantastic to see Gulnur here. Wonderful. Phil Sellers. Merhaba, Gulnur. And there is the MAX, 737 MAX, Air Canada. These operate to places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, of course domestically to pretty much everywhere out of, yeah, Hawaii too. Good, yeah. Yeah, that would be one of my funner flights. I don't know if anybody's done an overseas flight on a MAX. Let's see, so we've gone a bit quiet here.
Yeah, so it came over here and collected that strand there, but I
okay, Joe Smith, Flying Architect. Martin, yeah, 736, yeah, 737 Max to Las Vegas from Martin Saxton. Thank you, John Fezza, doing the best we can here. It's a one-man operation. So we've got the Max taxiing into position. 26 left departure for us. You can see that windsock. That windsock is, I'm guessing we've got probably 30 knot winds here, but unlike the UK with Storm Eunice, we don't get the crazy landings and takeoffs. It's just not something we see here, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to view that. So that's that hangar that I was telling you guys about. The aircraft should appear exactly where I've got the lens pointed. There he is. Starting to, I guess, prepare the RJ. Yeah, I guess it will fly today. They've got the door open. It generally does fly on Thursdays, and it does do resupply of workers to, I believe, the LNG mine site north of here. So rare to see an RJ in service with passengers. They're getting, of course, few and far between.
Water bombers now.
Yes, indeed, that's right. Most of these aircraft are either retired or used as water bombers, so to be able to see a passenger carrying example is quite rare. We're lucky here in Western Canada. We've got two operators. We've got these guys and Summit Air also, and they both fly in and out of Vancouver with their aircraft. So let's see. Yeah, North Caribou Air, indeed. Loopy, Mike P, Dave Kimball, Jacob Hudson. Good to see you all here, Mike P. A380 overhead, Mike P tells us. Good evening to all from Robert, Johns, Emils Nidra. Yeah, also notes the A380 over top. Okay. They're starting the APU. I guess that's the aircraft maintenance engineers running the APU on the Jumbolino. So Fernando Soares, greetings from Portobello. Bom dia. Anthony Barry. Pan up, what would you like to see there? Something like that. Mikey Smith. So far, so good. Yeah, doing the best I can. Yeah, I think it would be better without this ferocious wind, but it is what it is, I guess, as they say. At least, as I say, it's not chucking down with rain. Yeah, Korean Air A330 on final. Let's see if we can find him.
Right there.
Okay, we've established visual contact. We're gonna Korean Air. Get a view of the Korean Air inbound. Hang on, I lost it. But we are, as soon as we have the Korean back in visual, we'll put him on camera. Yes, okay, he's quite a ways out, but yes, we do have visual contact, Korean. Yeah, Mikey, I'd love to come to Manchester, absolutely. And likewise, Airliners Live guys need to come to Vancouver for a show too, so definitely on the to-do list. Absolutely. The 4-engine job is a BAE RJ, or also known as a BAE 146. Okay, so let's get... Oh, the Korean is now kind of getting into visual range here for us. There he is. Inbound from Seoul. Who likes Korean food? I do. Serve me up a 1-liter pail of kimchi and I can devour it in about 3 days. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we have another Medevac King Air that has arrived. Different scheme than the other one.
Those are rare. The killer EH-12 helicopter. Those are rare. They don't. It's based here though. No, it's they have. I think they got. I think if I remember, they sold it to somebody. It's in Medevac. Used to be based up in Terrace, I think, or somewhere. Okay, again. Yep. With can.
Now.
No, the other helicopter thing there's open.
Meanwhile, back at the 146 or RJ. Yeah. Ground tech doing his walk around work.
Helicopter parts.
Some bloke who travels a lot. Well, I think that's me as well, and I'm sure a number of us watching. Thank you so much for that amazing donation, sir or ma'am. Very, very, very generous, very kind of you. Look forward to seeing you back here as well with our future shows here at YVR. Thank you very, very much. Awesome of you, and may that good karma come back to you tenfold, sir, madam. little bit of a lull in the action right now. Chester Mike, Janet Burns, TPE Sam, Matt Smith, Holes, Lee Davies. Yeah, nice to see you all here with us today.
So tomorrow's April 1st. So April 10th to 14th is 10 Talks. I'm going to get her for sure. Tell me if the business trip. I wonder what countries are going to be coming up with 10 Talks. Well, you know, I saw
Malk Angus, thank you very much. Malk doing the best I can. Aiden Eyewitness, thank you, sir.
And it was
Arthur Morgan, Samantha Simpson. Simpson.
It was all American.
Well, yeah, just again doing the best I can. The wind is distracting to me as your presenter, just because it's an audio distraction, and I wish we didn't have to deal with it, but I get it.
Oh, 239.
Mark G. Yes, let's get Henry to Manchester. You're doing great, Henry. Thank you, Mark. I second that emotion.
Oh yeah, citation.
And that I'd like to come to Manchester, but I think this is going to be a learning process for me, and I do appreciate everybody's patience. Here, let's see. What else? We have a Falcon 50 on the field. I don't think that'll move today, or not soon anyhow.
I don't know why Air France pushed back to the 777 Vancouver. I thought it was supposed to be
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it's neat, that Falcon jet. Made by Dassault. French built. Beautiful French. The French have beautiful designed aircraft. I think the British and the French have the most beautiful aircraft designs going. I don't know what you guys think. Chime in with the chat and let me know, but I think, certainly with the British, it goes back to, the Spitfire and Viscount and the Comet. I mean, pretty much every British designed aircraft, in my opinion, it was beautiful. And the French picked up on that as well post-war with their designs. Caravelle was a beautiful aircraft. Of course, the Concorde, which was French and English designed. Hey, thank you, Melissa. Much appreciate that. Love my accent, but I don't have much of an accent. It's a very it's nothing really, but yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, of course, Vulcan. Yes, of course, the Vulcan's a fabulous design. All the V series, the Valiant, the Victor, the Vulcan, they were absolutely fabulous designs. And as a Canadian living here in Vancouver and attending the Abbotsford Air Show, I used to see the Vulcan every year throughout the 70s. What a fabulous aircraft the Vulcan is. At least you guys in the UK still have an engine running Vulcan that you can go and see live for live high-speed taxi. That's on my dream list as well. Yeah, hard to beat the Vulcan.
What? It's a Citation 560, but CFREQ. Never? Whose is it?
Well,
the one that comes to Vancouver?
Well, as we have some downtime right now, I figured I'd go over some Canadian aviation news this week. The big news in Canada was, for those of you that follow military aviation, Canada has finally ordered the F-35 Lightning II from Lockheed. A decision which has been in the brewing for the last 10 years. 15 years. So we operate a fleet of what they call in the media aging CF-18s. I'm personally a huge fan of the F-18, CF-18. They're fabulous aircraft, but they are coming up on 40 years old. They replaced our CF-104s and F-101s and those aircraft from the 1970s era, so it's now time we upgraded them. So we have 88 Lockheed F-35s on order, and it's a mega billion-dollar order. So that was front page newspaper news this week here in Canada. So good for Lockheed, good for Canada, good for protecting our north. And I look forward to seeing those aircraft at the Abbotsford Air Show. And in other news today, in this morning's Globe and Mail newspaper, both Air Canada and WestJet had some interesting commentary on this year in terms of air traffic versus pre-pandemic levels. Air Canada reported that they're only expecting 75% of their 2019 pre-pandemic levels. So hopefully that's a bit on the pessimistic side. I hope they do better than that, but we'll have to see. And then they further said full recovery is going to take 2 years, so 2024 before they hit full recovery to pre-pandemic levels. Now WestJet was more, or I should say less conservative in their estimates. They're predicting a 94% recovery this year in their seat mile growth to pre-pandemic levels. So that was an interesting report that was in this morning's newspaper, which I thought I'd share with you. So,
And Air Canada want to get it fully recovered again, get the XLRs.
yes, that's correct. So Air Canada also pointed out that they're covering themselves on some of the fuel cost increases by the re-equipping of their fleet and rapid acceleration of retirement of older aircraft, such as the older A320s. They've got A321neos on order. They're taking delivery of more 737 MAXs. So the recent spike in oil will hopefully be softened by these new aircraft that they're bringing online. So there you have it. We'll get back to the field.
Talking about Air Canada, there's one captain right now.
Okay, right on. So let's have a look. We have an Air Canada have the Air Canada A330 taxing out. This is the daily Montreal service. And shortly behind it, or soon behind it, pardon my English, at some point behind it, we will have an Air Canada 777 taxing out, and that is the Toronto service, midday Toronto service as well. And over at the main terminal, we have a WestJet.
22-year-old Air Canada airframe.
Which one is that?
330.
Ah, okay.
Straight to Air Canada.
So,
22 years old.
gentleman beside me tells me that it's 22 years old. The A330 that's taxing out, the Air Canada.
Looks like that, whatever that. Yeah, and that guy's doing it.
And then meanwhile,
Probably basketball handball.
there she is. What do you guys think? Do you like the new Air Canada new scheme or the old scheme? I'm curious to know what you prefer. I personally like the Air Canada new colors much better than the old colors. I think it looks classy, and I like the sunglasses around the cockpit as well. That looks very cool.
Yeah, there's a problem with that 330.
Yeah, look at those sunglasses. I like that. I think that's very, very sharp. Once upon a time, I thought Air Canada was going to be phasing out these A330s, but maybe that was 5 years ago I had that thought, but all of a sudden they started buying more of them from TAP Portugal and other companies. They started Singapore, that's right, TAP, Singapore, so they added a number to the fleet, and I guess that's because the price was right. Oh, hang on. Let's go get this WestJet. Want to miss this. About back and forth, but it's necessary here for us to get the A330.
Which won't be leaving road quite yet.
We've got a gate hold.
No, it's not a gate hold. It's a safety demonstration that they had to do it manually.
Oh, right on. Okay, that happens. Yeah, the manual in-flight safety demonstration delay. I think we've all experienced that at least once in our life. So flight attendants are earning their keep today. Sometimes the in-flight entertainment systems aren't working, they're not functioning, and the pre-flight safety demonstration has to be done manually, and it has to be done to full completion before the aircraft is legally able to fly. So, can happen.
Now they're going.
Okay, showtime. Flare, okay, perfect. Yeah, that'll be nice to see. Matt Holy, Mikey Smith, Ian Deco, Wolfgang, Luke Ray, Green Bee Boo, Rich B. Good to see you all on board here, guys. Yeah, no, Air North does not have 748s. They've been retired for some years now.
They only have those guys in HRs.
That's right. Yeah, Air North is strictly ATR 42 on the prop scene.
Possibility that they're getting another 737 Classic. Bahamas.
Okay. She's on the roll. The aircraft should appear through the top center of the building there as it departs. By that, right by the beacon center frame is generally where they appear. Yeah, I was bang on.
I don't think they will get that either.
Gear up.
Some people are suggesting Air Canada
So those lucky passengers have about a 6-hour ride from here to Montreal. I'd like to be on board. It's a nice flight,
Oh, get another,
nice aircraft. Isn't that amazing? From Vancouver to Montreal, it's basically London to Cairo in terms of distance.
Take a photo of it. Just like it's going to be leaving.
Okay, sorry, we're gonna have to yank the camera around here
Go right over there and I'll go see
for
what
our
the
max
legacy-
departure.
I don't even know what, or whatever it's got.
He's just waiting for proper separation from the A330. us that Air Canada 64 is inbound from Incheon, Seoul, Dreamliner. That's what we just saw. Thank you for that. We're overexposing a little bit. I'm just gonna stop down a tad, see if that makes a bit of a difference.
Just taxing out right there.
Which one?
Jet Edge.
Oh yes, stand by one, guys. So I'm told this is a Jet Edge. Jet Edge Gulfstream.
Gulfstream 4.
G4. Your mic, yeah, that's the Flare from Las Vegas, 2 years old aircraft. I've never flown on them. Helpful Hobbies, Kevin, Tony McCall, Loopy, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, so regarding locations, I'm at the South Terminal. This is one of my favorite spots here at YVR. There's actually numerous locations for spotting, but 3 locations for filming, for doing video. And the other one's on the north side, and it has a view of the north runway. And we have another spot, which is basically where the camera's pointed now, which is the Larry Berg Park, which is a good spot as well. So, but this particular spot gives us the South Terminal action, which is a nice bonus.
Yeah, in 2010 I also
Alaska Airlines Q400 just arriving. Brief glimpse of it there.
Yeah, this will be one of the last few years to get one of those Q400s from Alaska.
Yeah. They were being retired?
Yes.
Okay.
is their official retirement year.
Okay. So Terry Edwards, Pasto, Mate, Matt Smith, Kevin, Hingle, Jake, Colin D, Chester, Mike, Loopy, Kieran, Bramley. Yeah, nice. It is a nice background. We're very grateful for that. No, I've never seen an emergency landing here. They've happened back in the 80s. We had a DC-10 board a takeoff roll and he ended up on his belly. That was a Canadian Airlines DC-10.
I saw twice your emergency landings.
Okay, so a gentleman beside me says he's had 2 emergency landings here. What were they?
One was Alaskan Airlines.
Okay.
From Anchorage to Seattle, had to do diversion here.
Okay.
And then the other one was Amazon Prime.
Okay, so he had an Alaskan Airlines and an Amazon Prime, but were the aircraft weren't on their bellies, were they?
No.
Yeah, okay. So, but in terms of aircraft on their bellies here in YVR, as I say, it did happen with a Canadian DC-10 aboard a takeoff roll right on this runway, right here. The aircraft, I believe, ended up somewhere out there, and they recovered the aircraft and rebuilt it. And
I had also I saw aboard takeoff was Rouge.
Yes.
Was there a 76?
Okay. Yeah, so that's right. We have a Lufthansa 747-400 in today. We've had the A340s over the last 2 weeks, so it'll be nice to see the 747. I've actually flown on the Lufthansa 747-400 out of here.
I wanted to from Canada today, but the prices were ridiculous.
Yeah. So here we have a Air Canada Jazz CRJ taxiing out. A lot of heat haze there.
Oh, we got a big port coming. 777's taxiing out.
Okay, so the 777 that's going to be taxiing out here shortly is the Toronto flight I was mentioning earlier. Yeah, some of you guys have been talking about the RJ. It will depart during our show. It's only 12:20. The gentleman beside me, sorry, what's your name again?
Oscar.
Oscar tells me that it's heading out in 1 hour from now at 13:20 local time. So in 1 hour, this RJ will start engines and taxi out and take off right in front of us. So that's a treat. That is a definite treat to see that. I love the sound of the 4 engines starting up on an hour.
One of those weird ones, they fly to different crafts from here.
Yeah.
Like Max, what else they fly from here?
Everything.
Not the 220s.
No, 737s.
Yeah, 737s.
777 200s, 777 300s.
Dreamliner, that's it, I believe. And sometimes the oldie but goodie 220.
Yeah.
41.
So this aircraft is being towed, I guess, to the hangar. What is the big mountain in the background? Well, they're the North Shore Mountains, actually. They're all part of the North Shore Mountains, or the Cascade Range that runs from here up to Alaska. The big one is called Grouse Mountain.
Grouse, we cannot see the windmill.
Yeah, the tractors there. They used these. They're like farm tractors. It looks like to tow the jets. Air Canada Jazz is always looking for tow crew. So if you happen to be living in Canada or Vancouver and you're looking for a job at the airport, that could be your entry-level job with Air Canada Jazz, working in the tow crew. So that's a great job. The benefits are fantastic, and I highly recommend it. It's a perfect job for an aviation enthusiast.
Same Harbour Air, the seaplane company, they're also hiring a lot often.
Yeah, so Oscar's telling me that Harbour Air, which is our local base float plane operator, they often have jobs open as well. So
Ground crew, towers.
lots of jobs out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some new, some used.
Yeah, it's actually quieter than I had hoped for. I was hoping for more action, but c'est la vie. Yeah.
One of the two 777s actually leaving.
Oh, right on. Well, that's what we want. We want more wide body movements. Please. Pretty please.
Yeah. LR, I want to go on one of those LRs. Just want some fun on. First of the big two.
Okay. Let's see who's here. So we've got Glenn Knowles, Stephen Powell, Martin Firth, Colin D, Hingy, Bill, Mark Appleby. 737 from Calgary next. Okay. They're
Vancouver Center.
yes, Coyotes away. That's right. We do have Coyotes airside.
And sometimes, if it's clear enough, you can get all the way down to Bellingham Airport. Yeah. If it's clear enough, because it's depending on the cloud and how strong is the signal.
Wow, okay, so the RJ is heading over to Nanaimo. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the first one. That's the 300.
So here comes our Toronto flight. These Toronto flights are quite full from what I understand, like almost 100% load factors these days. So yeah, you could have a 777-200 to 777-300, and Air Canada has the 777-300 in high density configuration as well. That is a very busy flight to be on. The HD or high density configuration aircraft.
And also Air Canada has the LD. The 200s.
Right. Yeah, the Air Canada still operates 777-200s as well. They were used down to Australia.
They're back up, the Australian flights.
Okay.
This is a high density one or no?
Yeah, hard to say.
FIUJ. I'm not sure if it's a high density one or not. No, this is not the FITW. I think this TW is a high dense. Is that the high dense 777 or low dense the 777-300? It's hard to tell.
I went over there to see when the plane was leaving.
Yeah.
I'm over here, I see it go by.
It's Jet Edge.
At least I know where they park now.
They're often here, that company.
They've just bought a whole whack of planes, about 30 jets
Yeah.
at least. Okay, so apparently he's leaving. Apparently he's leaving. No, that was him. That's all that was there. I ride all the way over there and see him taxiing by. Oh, I didn't see him. He must be over there somewhere. He was in front of the lounge.
777 Delta?
DN or DN?
The Delta is 777? Or
No.
So we're now starting to fuel the RJ. The shell truck's here. The fuel man is now doing the underwing refueling, starboard side. Wow. Very impressive. Kevin D, thank you very, very much. That is awesome. Very, 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 very mega kind of you, Kevin.
Here comes the other 777, the LR.
Wow. I really appreciate it. So Kevin says, hi Henry, Airliner Live UK team and the mods just had to give a special little donation for the first live stream from Vancouver. Doing a great job, Henry. Keep it up. Cheers, Kevin D. Kevin, thank you so very much. It is hugely appreciated, and may the karma come back to you a millionfold. That was mega generous.
Nice looking hawk. They're headed this way. It's coming this way. Is it American or American? He's coming up past Seattle to the left, but he's going north, so we'll see where he goes.
I'm going up there. We might be going to Alaska. Look, I'm here, Coach Van.
And here's our
Doesn't say where.
Going down.
777. This appears to be a 200. Yeah, so pre-pandemic, these aircraft were operating Vancouver, Brisbane
Yeah, I know.
daily. So if you haven't got your 777-200 ride, you can come to Canada and then fly to Brisbane, or you could have.
Yeah, Flex Jets. Flex Jets going to Mount Vernon.
Although I remember driving with a friend down to California, and we went through Weed, Oregon, and then stopped as a police car and said Weed Police right on it.
Korean Air number 2 is coming inbound. The battery one. They call it the battery 777 because it carries batteries too. Challenger, that's not for us. That's a Challenger. Ooh, Singapore just left, so it'll be on time. That's good.
So we've got some heat haze here. The weatherman was calling for 13 or 14 degrees Celsius. So as our temperature is building, you can see we're dealing with some heat haze there in the distance. But if I pull back on the zoom, it's a little bit less pronounced.
Yeah. Fuel diversion. It was coming goodbye to Seattle. These were low on fuel for the weather and fuel related, that's why. Other than that, they never stepped foot in Vancouver.
She's on the roll. goes. Nice climb out.
Flight again here. I doubt we will anymore.
So here comes the flight attendants for the Avioliner. They're bringing their catering out for the flight today. So the passengers can't be too far behind.
Eventually. Yeah. Some will want to go snowboarding or something.
Or visit these penthouse in the hotel.
They'll be sitting in some warehouse in Kuala.
Lundi Graffalo, thank you very much for that donation. That's very kind of you. How often do you see action on runway 1331?
You'll hear the
I can't remember any action on that runway, so it's very infrequent. I have no recollection of it. Now, they did use that runway back in the 1970s. I recall Pacific Western Airlines Convair 640s used to use that runway. But again, in decades, I have no memory of such aircraft movements on that runway. I do believe it is still active, though. Oh, hang on, we've got a WestJet departure. On my battery indicator was showing at 12%, and it basically dropped, as you can well imagine, quicker than I anticipated. So we're back, but I do apologize for that unanticipated rapid bleed off in the battery. So we're back live, and they are, as I say, grooming the aircraft.
Some weird circuits around the airport. Circuits around the airport. At least you're safe.
Okay, so what else? Okay, we have a Navajo departing, I believe. I think it's a Navajo on the roll. No, it's not. Not sure what aircraft type that is. Some of you may want to chime in and educate me and educate the rest of us as to what that is. It's a private aircraft from the United States.
Grab my camera both times, and then it's gone. I can't even find it.
Matt Smith, Waters, Phil Sellers, Tom Adams. Yeah. No, it wasn't actually a trip over the cord. It was a quick battery change that we did. But yeah, thank you for mentioning that. It's always good to have a mention if something's not right from your guys' end, so I'm aware. So thank you for letting me know. TBM 940, that's the aircraft type. Thank you for that. I'm a little bit weak on my private and general aviation types, so I do appreciate all the help I can get. Yeah, it looked like a PC-12. I agree. I was about to say PC-12 myself, but then I realized it wasn't a PC-12. But yeah, they do have a similarity for sure.
Maybe snowbirds are coming back that way.
So for those of you that are curious, you can't actually fly on that North Caribou RJ as a paying passenger. Because it's a charter flight, you have to actually be employed by the charterer of the aircraft, and I believe it is LNG Mines. So you can't call North Caribou and ask if you can tag along, as much as I'd love to do that myself. These aircraft have never operated scheduled flights that I am aware of. But perhaps for the Abbotsford Air Show, we might try and organize a charter of a special type. For those of you that remember 2019, I did organize a Dash 7 charter from Air Tindy.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that one.
Yeah, that was good. That was good fun.
I want to do that if it never happens.
Well, yeah. So hopefully in the future, maybe this year, we can do an interesting charter.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And to the Abbotsford Air Show, maybe it can be an RJ. Who knows? It's on my list of work that I have to do, and we'll keep everybody updated if that can happen. But wouldn't that be great to fly on an RJ to Abbotsford? Shannon KC, Matt Smith. Let's see, 189 pounds, normally 80 pounds. Okay. Hi from Lee 2K, Andrew Foster. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Alex was on our charter. Alex came out from Calgary from the charter. We actually had people coming over from the UK to attend our Dash 7 charter as well. Several guys came up from the United States, from Seattle, and I believe also Los Angeles. But we had people from far abroad outside of Vancouver for our Dash 7 charter. It was a lot of fun.
You know, the guy from Chicago wants to do it. He said couldn't make it.
No, next time.
Yeah, what's his name? Okay.
Sue Lawson, Siobhan Manning. Hello, London. Hope things are nice in London, nice and dry, not too wet for you guys.
Unlike Australia,
Yeah. Greetings from Santiago, Chile, from Julio Villavarel. Julio, thank you very much. It's good to hear from you from Chile. Fantastic. I was in Santiago back in 1994 when La Deco was operating BAC 111s. Speaking of Santiago, I flew on Paraguay's DC-863. It was an Air Canada machine from Santiago to Asuncion, Paraguay. So that was my one and only time in Santiago. But nice memories there for me. Mike P, John Feza, Varinder Singh. Nice night. Welcome aboard, guys. Gabrielle Mara Stika, nice to see you with us. Snow in the northwest of the UK today. Okay, well hopefully it won't last too long. Phil, thank you for the heads up that the Korean Air 777 is coming out in 10 minutes. I think this is the one that was inbound from Guadalajara, the cargo flight. Interesting though that it was coming from Guadalajara, Mexico to Vancouver.
It's half full, it's only 50% full from Guadalajara.
Okay, so Oscar's telling me it was only half full. So, yeah.
Batteries to Seoul, but it cannot be fully loaded because of the flammable and explosive material.
Okay. Lee Davies tells me that A350 Singapore is 19 minutes out. So that's inbound from Seattle, which is kind of cool. Oh, we have a helicopter. I'm just going to get a visual of this inbound heli. It's an F-76.
London Air again.
Yeah, this is the private London Air S-76. Hopefully he'll alight in front of us. Gear is down. down and locked.
No, it doesn't say the name of the island, it says the name of the resort.
Somewhere on the island, probably. Maybe.
Oh, nice.
It's the same place as Washington Family.
Ah, okay.
Billionaires like to be with billionaires.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? So he must have just gone up the coast somewhere.
Oh no. I come from this little island. Well, where island you came from? That's not where the resort is. Oh, they gate doors open. Get someone.
So we have the Korean Air 777 inbound from Guadalajara. He's 2 minutes out right now on runway 26 right. That's a good...
Phone batteries.
Carrying...
Chopper's making another appearance.
Oh, and we've got the helicopter, the big S-92, making another appearance for us. He was out earlier this morning. I apologize for the... Fasten your seatbelts, guys, because I'm just cranking the camera around and I don't want anybody's stomach to become upset with this rapid movement. But we have a monster helicopter here. This is a very cool helicopter. This is an S-92. It belongs to Heli 1, or they're certainly doing maintenance on it here. And there's two of them. They are recently acquired by Heli 1, and we believe they're flipping them, meaning they've acquired them, they've done work on them, and they're going to sell them for a profit. That's our understanding. That's our layman's understanding. That's not inside information. It's just kind of the scuttlebutt around the airport. So this aircraft might fly. They might actually run the engines and it might lift off. So we'll be watching it carefully because it is a very impressive piece of kit. Look at it. Oh, that's a monstrous chopper. So this used to service the oil rigs. I believe they acquired it from Chile, didn't they? Oh, okay, so this came up from the United States. So it now has Canadian registration, a Canadian ident.
The other one from Norway.
So you can see there are various ground techs walking around. So they're positioning the helicopter, towing it. Let's see where they're going to move it to. Boy, I would love a flight in one of those. Have any of you guys had a flight in an S-92? I guess if you worked on the oil rigs off the coast of England up there, northeast of England, the North Sea, you might have been lucky enough to get a flight in one of these. But for lay people like us, getting a flight in one of these is a dream come true for sure. Again, not many people have this monster in their logbooks. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move the camera around, guys, because we've got Korean Air landing now.
And the harbor and the taxi on the move.
Yeah, we've got lots of action. So
Trucks out today.
we're just getting the camera ready for Korean Air. They're moving the harbor air down to the water, but we're gonna get the Korean for you guys. So there he is. We've got visual contact, and he is in frame.
I wonder if which one?
nice to see this.
Ah, okay, but I'm not the one that I was on. Which? That one? I know I've been on 302.
Bit of heat distortion there from,
Really?
fortunately, but at least we got to see it, so that's the most important thing.
Not rusty.
No. Is
Yeah.
it 302 or 301? I don't remember because there's two.
So,
The Cirque du Soleil one. Not the new Pink Dog one.
so meanwhile, back at the Heli 1 S92, they're still positioning him around. Would be really remarkable if he can fly. Does anyone know how old that helicopter is? I don't know how old it is, actually. It is a used machine because Heli 1 purchased it. Maybe it's several years old. That's only a guess. So,
Built in 2013.
okay, I'm told that the helicopter was built in 2013, so that makes it 9 years old.
27 million US dollars.
That's right, and it's an expensive piece of kit. They're $27 million new. Isn't that incredible? $27 million for that helicopter. Yeah, no, 2013, it's 9 years old. So, looks like they're only putting it in the hangar, unfortunately. So, no flying today, guys. So I'm not gonna hang out there. I'm going to move the camera around to the runway. Here we have an inbound Beach 1900 Pacific Coastal. 7 taxiing out. This is a lovely aircraft. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'd love to have a 1/100th scale Pac-Man of this. Does anybody know what a Pac-Man model is? If you do, then you're a model collector like me. I love travel agent models. And the Pac-Man version of this model would be absolutely killer. The WestJet scheme, the new WestJet scheme is really nice. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the newer WestJet scheme, or do you prefer the older WestJet scheme? Curious to know what you think. I'm guessing it's going to be unanimous that everybody likes the new WestJet scheme, but let's see if I'm right or wrong on that one. So this is operating WestJet's Maui service, OGG. I'd love to be on that flight. I'm sure they're operating at a pretty close to 100% load capacity today. The Hawaii flights I know are operating all very, very full of late from people that have been on them. Isn't that lovely with the mountains in the background? Smashing color scheme. Tail markings are lovely. Well, we've got maybe a bit too much heat distortion there, so thought I'd give it a try there for the nose. Yeah, so the flight from Vancouver to Maui, or Honolulu for that. Sorry about that, guys. I knocked the tripod. The flight from Vancouver to Hawaii, any of the Hawaiian Islands, is about 5.5 hours. Between 5 and 6 hours, depending on winds. gonna let the aircraft clear the oh, I missed him. I apologize, guys. I was asleep at the wheel. Sorry about that, everybody. That's unfortunate. So guys, we've got Singapore Airlines A350. He is now on finals. We're gonna take the camera over. And there's Singapore Airlines. This is again A350. He's coming in from Seattle. Singapore Airlines pairs the Vancouver-Seattle service with the one aircraft. You cannot buy a ticket. I don't believe you can buy a ticket on Singapore Airlines between Vancouver and Seattle. They don't have the traffic rights for that. So for those of you that are watching now, remember to tune in. Airliners Live tomorrow, the Manchester show, tomorrow morning. You'll want to watch that. I'll remind everybody again, but just put that on your calendars, make a mental note. We have a WestJet Q400 taxiing out here.
I believe so.
Can't hear you.
Thank you, Martin. Aero Mexico 737 is coming in behind the. It's right here.
Aero Mexico. Yes.
Q400.
Because I know that LA gets the 77 from Aero Mexico. LA or Hooker.
So there's a. So I'm going to be pointing the camera now over at the north runway for the Aero Mexico. So we're going to zoom up and over. And there he is. Max. I think it's a Max. Yes, it is a Max.
That is their people.
The passengers pick it up. They load it onto the.
That's too big for that stuff.
So,
Surprised they don't own like one of those. Charter the North Air North. That makes more sense. Yeah. But they used to do the charters for up north, Air North. We often get the U.S. registered Aeromexico up here. No, it's going into the baggage hole.
I lived in LA when the Mexican line project.
Ooh.
and here we have the passengers for the RJ. So let's welcome them as they board these lucky guys for their flight. And their RJ. Oh, guys, sorry, we've got a FedEx 757 snuck in on us. Completely unannounced. That's a rare sight. I myself haven't flown an RJ since about 2018 or 19. I made several trips out of London City Airport over to Dublin, especially to fly the RJ. They were operating at the end for Aer Lingus, but I did several before they were actually operating for Aer Lingus. CityJet had quite a large fleet of RJs, and that was one of their busiest routes, London City to Dublin. And I know I bought my flights for a good deal because I bought them well in advance. I think I paid about 30 or 35 pounds each way. I'm so grateful that I had the foresight to book those flights because I knew the type wasn't going to be around for very long. It certainly wasn't going to be easy to book on a scheduled passenger basis. So again, these people that you see here boarding this flight, this is a charter flight, so you cannot book a seat on this. You just have to, if and when these aircraft ever do become operated by a scheduled airline, you have to take the opportunity when it's there. So
They told her I have a shorter one, I think. No? No, because I remember my friend who works for that company said that you used to have one out there. The Cascade was owned by
So we've just got the last passengers boarding now.
and then there's another one that's at the...
And while they're boarding, we'll just follow in the FedEx.
Yeah, they're still up there. They have a contract with GPS. Yeah. Sometimes they don't even fly back here. They just go down straight to their home base.
See, that's you can see the Canadian registration on this. So this is a Brooker Wheaton aircraft, or Morningstar. They now go by the name of Morningstar Air Cargo. They were originally Brooker Wheaton, and this is the company that is owned by Max Ward's family.
get the C5 Galaxies out here once in a while.
Nice looking aircraft. It's going closely, getting close so you guys can see the reg. Fox Mike Echo Papa.
There's one. There's only one in Canada. Still here. My man, 225. They didn't want to build their back up.
Yeah, it's a little early to see what's going to happen.
Robert Maynard. Robert Maynard, thank you very much for your donation. Congrats on the new show, Henry. Well, you're very generous. I very much appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
It looks like, you know, last time I was in
And
Redondo
Paul
Beach-
Davies, £8.99. That's a very kind donation. Thank you very much, Paul, for that.
down there.
Very much appreciated.
But I forget what it weighed, 2,000 pounds or 4,000 pounds, I don't remember. But it just looks squished. It didn't look like a oh, there's that cover.
Things are starting to get a little bit busy. Summit Air. This can sometimes be an RJ flight, so Summit Air is a Western Canadian charter operator. They have RJs in their fleet as well as Dash 8s. So yeah, as you can see, we've now got a busy period here. American registered. Lots of action. Had to take my pick. They still haven't closed the door on the RJ. I guess the passengers are making themselves comfortable. And we have a Max turning on to the active. There he is. RJ. Air stairs have been retracted. The flight attendant is closing the forward door. And I guess we will be starting engine soon. So we're going to hold focus on the RJ because it is a very rare type. And I think everybody's going to want to experience the sights and sounds. Unfortunately, you can't get the smells. That's only for us. But you guys get the sights and sounds of a Jumbolino starting engines. It's fabulous. And I'll shut my yapper for that as well, so you guys can savor that. Kevin, thank you very much for your donation. Wow, I appreciate that very, very much. Again, that was very, very kind of you. Buenos dias, Oscar. Muchas gracias. It's a pleasure to receive your regards from Buenos Aires. I hope all is well in Buenos Aires. So guys, we've got the Canadian North 737-400 at the same time. When it rains, it pours. It's fantastic action. Yeah, so this is Canadian Air North. I'm sorry, I'm saying Canadian North, but it's Air North from Whitehorse. This is an Air North Whitehorse 737-400. But we have a Saab 340 on finals right here. He snuck in there. Saab 340. Well, it's kind of busy right now, which is nice. We've got the Air North 737, we've got the RJ down there, we've got several aircraft taxiing out. We've got an American Airlines 737 on the button, and we have an inbound Pacific Coastal King Air, which everybody is waiting for. See if I can get him in frame for us. There he is. I think I'll just hold the camera here. Wow. Indecision. So we've got 4 aircraft waiting to go here. We've got the Air Canada Max, Air North, American Airlines is next on deck. So he'll be the focus of our attention right now. Off to Dallas, I would guess. Yeah, I've got the thumbs up. That's a Dallas departure. Air North, sorry guys. Air North takes the priority for sure. And there is no delays rolling. Non-stop action. So this guy's heading over to Nanaimo on Vancouver Island, which is about 30 kilometers from here. It's just on the other side of the water. So that's a very short flight. So they must be picking up more mine workers in Nanaimo. Unfortunately, I lost him. Okay, back to the button of the runway. We have Horizon Air taxiing into position, the Q400 in full Alaska colors. It's a nice looking aircraft. Short flight to Seattle, about 30 minutes. It's a comfortable way to travel. It beats driving. By car, it's about a 2.5 to 3 hour road journey, depending on border traffic. So this is definitely the preferred way to get to Seattle. view is light. It's about a 3,000 foot roll. And one more max. This max is going to Los Angeles, LAX. It's a very comfortable flight. About 2.5 hours airtime to LAX. I've done it many times. I'm sure many of you have as well. Vancouver, LA has been a very popular route for 60 years.
The Falcon's getting ready to leave.
And the Falcon jet is actually starting engines, so that's a nice surprise for us. We'll get this big corporate iron departure. That is some big corporate iron. Tri-jet. And we have another Q400 departure. And we've got a 787 coming out. Air Canada 787. So this 787, we're trying to figure out where it's going.
There's a seaplane big code.
Oh yes, this is the Narita service. Air Canada's
That little seaplane.
Narita's flight. Narita, Japan, Tokyo. Sorry, I haven't been in the chat, but I mean, the minute I take my eyes off the camera, we're going to lose focus, central focus, because it's been non-stop action. So I apologize, I haven't been in the chat in the last little while. As I say, the second I take my hand off the camera, we're going to lose our center of focus. So. Actually, here comes the Falcon. Cessna Stationaire on floats. Nice looking aircraft. That would make a gorgeous Kodachrome slide. beautiful.
Kodachrome, what's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. That's right. Kodachrome's from a different generation. I would suspect that most of the viewers have never heard of Kodachrome. It was a beautiful slide film made by Kodak. And now we've got the Falcon. Here she is. Look at that. Ooh. So I'm told this is the only third example of this particular model to have visited Vancouver. It's a big jet.
On the south side, that'd be nice. Like what they did on Sunday.
Okay, guys.
It is?
Let's see what's going on here.
I wonder if I've seen it already. I don't know what.
Got another Max taxing out.
Last one was here.
I wonder what they were doing up here, so.
Probably dumping all the Ukrainian oil on, Russian oil on us. God, all you gotta do is say it came from Canada.
Or from the US.
I remember when there was a ban on the Iraqi oil.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember Shell had bought a whole whack of it, and apparently, so they loaded it.
Pacific Western.
They loaded
Saab.
it in the Gulf there.
Something inbound here.
En route to Houston.
Oh, this is the WestJet Saab 340, which is kind of cool. They have a few of these painted up. It's Pacific Coastal Airlines operating for
Even though it was
WestJet.
legal in the US, by the time it arrived, it was legal. Even though it was illegal.
They're neat.
WestJet, Saab.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 of these Saab 340s painted in WestJet colors. As I say, they operate commuter routes on behalf of WestJet in full WestJet colors.
It'd be nice to see it on the south side, right down on the side. I mean, land, not taxi here.
Okay. Again, it's non-stop action, so I really...
Can we just order air here? They will. Once they get their, no, E135. tubes. 135 or 195, I think I would want. E2s, they're flying from Pearson to Vancouver, they said. The border raccoon, as they call it.
The chart rate's coming
I can't wait to see border here. You guys got in Toronto.
in. Yeah.
They're dashes, but not the. What's the truck rides coming in? What time is thinking?
So that's the Falcon taxiing out onto the runway right now.
That's Shell Internationals.
So it belongs to Shell International. Is that Shell, the oil company, Shell? Okay. So,
Which I would believe would be Netherlands.
so,
Probably where he's headed.
so we're speculating he's going to the Netherlands.
As he can.
Or maybe it's going to Saint Martin?
I'm sure there's a first one. I mean, I've lived in there before.
Yeah. So 237 is the Queen.
God.
So they put an anthem on it.
The 747. No, they wouldn't do the Royal Dutch. But the Royal.
Oh, hang on. There goes the Falcon.
So they have their own aircraft. Remember the 737 that just was
Really?
Yeah, they got a new one now though.
What is it? They fly the on-board flight here to 737? Wow. Long trip. Or did they like stop somewhere over?
Business jet.
Okay,
Okay, right here?
back to the end of the runway. Got a Max, another Max. This Max is going to Calgary. Yeah.
Same one, 305 again.
So the chart rate is FRQ because they go over there.
Why did they go over to the land side? Really?
They used to manage the NG87.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
TPJ Challenger.
Who manages Blackcomb helicopters? Yeah.
Okay, so hang on a second, guys. I'm just gonna adjust the camera if I
Yeah,
can.
helicopter here for a while.
Most
And-
of their helicopters are like co-owned with other.
Yeah, yeah. Are they going with like Talon or?
Just give me a second, guys.
No, but they're individual deals.
So they haven't ever.
So it might say.
We're gonna stop the camera down just a little bit so we can
The actual
stop the camera from overexposing. I think that did it
like
a bit better. So Harbour Air is based here at Vancouver, and they have a float base here as well. It's a King Air, privately owned King Air. So say we had a problem with the exposure. It was overexposing, and I've made an adjustment. And I think, to my eyes on the screen, it is bright out here, but I think I have stopped it down to the point where it's not overexposing.
Well, what was that ocean spray helicopter?
I would imagine ocean spray.
No, it's not there. It's just.
Craig Partington, we'd like to welcome you to Premium Economy. Thank you very much for joining up with us. Welcome aboard. Nice calm departure.
I think Canada holds the black.
Beautiful. Oh, we have flare down at the end, guys. We haven't seen flare yet today.
No, the talon I see. I see it part of the talon.
Who's oh yeah.
Kevin, I'd like to thank you.
Own that one for Ocean Spray.
Oh. Okay.
Talon operates it on behalf of Ocean Spray.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So,
That'd be a little crazy for me to ride my bike.
Kevin, I'd like to thank you for your additional 50-pound donation. That's really very much appreciated. Thank you so very much. That's awesome. And the some bloke who travels a lot, thank you again for that extra 5 pounds donation. Thank you very, very much. Terrific.
There's one that looks like that I see parked over there all the time.
Yeah, that's Talon. Yeah, Ocean Spray has 2 helicopters. Yeah.
Aft shall return. Angle the aft national citation.
This is a Pacific Coastal Beach 1900D. It's in a hybrid scheme. I don't know who the previous operator is, or was, I should say. But it lives here in Vancouver. It's in and out all the time.
That's both operated by Talon.
Yeah, the flare just arrived, so it just pulled into the gate. So I'm not sure if it's gonna depart during our stream. Thank you, Holly. I'm doing the best that I can. Stephen Powell, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Robin Giles. I appreciate that. Again, I'm just getting my feet wet here and learning the ropes, if you will. So
That flare won't be until much later.
yeah, so I'm told that flare won't be until much later, so we probably won't see that departure. So thank you, Mrs. Airliners Live. Yeah, not perfect, but you know, doing the best we can. So Mark, you remember flying to Seattle on a United 727. Yeah, I've flown on Western Airlines 727s out of Vancouver up to Portland and Los Angeles back in the day, back in the early 80s myself.
747, half an hour out.
Okay, I'm told that Lufthansa 747 is half an hour out. So it's now 2 o'clock, which is the official planned. Hang on, guys, we do have a departure. This Beach 1900 is on the roll. There he is. So we've got this Pacific Coastal Beach 1900D, which is just about ready to start engines. And I guess after, oh, hang on, we've got an Air Canada, oh, it's an A320 that's taxiing out. Okay, I thought it was something larger. But I was going to say that we don't really have anything too spectacular in the immediate future, so maybe after this guy has started his engines and leaves, we'll possibly end the show. We'll just wait and see if anything else materializes for us. about ready to start there. These are noisy aircraft. So remember, guys, tomorrow morning, UK time, you want to tune in for Airliners Live Manchester show. It's going to be a good day, and they're looking forward to welcoming you to their show on their side of the Atlantic. And I thank you for being here for my show on this side of the Atlantic. So remember, tomorrow, the regular Manchester show, you want to tune in for that. Actually, here comes Air China, guys. So we're going to keep rolling for this Air China 777 departure. This aircraft's going to Beijing. Classic Air China color scheme. It's been around for certainly, I'd say, the late 80s, early 1990s. Air China used to bring their 747 SPs into Vancouver with this scheme.
Flight 8 yet?
See what the solution is.
So I see, no, it's not going that way.
Let's go to medevac thing on it. No?
The car set?
Yeah.
Chart rights? I don't know.
It's got something on it. Looks like a medevac.
What's the plan? Was that 8 to 20 from Air Canada? Are you going to cancel that flight or what? Okay. How's that under control?
Okay guys, back to our final highlight of the day, which is the Air China 777. So those of you that are hanging out to the bitter end, as I say, the Air China 777 will be our final departure. So I hope you guys have liked the show. Thank you for being patient with me while I learn the ropes and the various guffaws and whatnot. Jan Magni Solbach, welcome to business class. Thank you very much for joining the Airliners Live business class. Nice to see you on board. Hope you enjoy your flight with us. May it be long and successful.
Sunday was on south.
We've got a Dash 8 Q400 actually sneaking out ahead of all these heavy jets, or heavy-ish jets.
One is a mechanical problem.
Oh, okay. We've got a mechanical. Maybe that's the A320.
Yes.
Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah, some kind of buzzer that's going off in the cockpits. It was Air Canada.
Okay, so things are all blocked up down there at the button of the runway.
Looks like that Air China won't leave until the 220 moves.
Yeah, so that's the situation, guys. We have the the Air Canada A320 is blocking the taxiway, and the Air China cannot go past him. So we do have a bit of a delay. kind of
Moving now.
waiting for some movement.
The A220 is moving.
Yes, the A320 is slightly moving here. Let's.
Might be going to the FedEx ramp. Yeah, looks like it's going to turn right. That looks like it's going to the. Looks like it's going to the FedEx ramp.
Okay, so yeah, the Air Canada A320 is taxiing off the active taxiway, and now.
FedEx ramp area.
Now we have the Air China on the move. The wind has calmed down a bit, which is nice.
Ooh, we have a Tesla Mustang. It looks like it has a medevac or something on it.
I know, I never even checked.
Air Canada was mechanical problems like A220. There was some kind of buzz going off in the cockpit.
Okay, guys. I'll just announce this. I want to. Hi guys, we actually have two more heavies departing literally in minutes. We've got a Korean Air A330 plus another 7 Air Canada 787. So they're just down there making their turn and they're going to taxi down and depart. So we'll extend the show for another 10 more minutes to get these two heavies, and then after that we'll knock it on its head. So hang in there, guys. And for those of you that are still watching, thank you very much for your support. And for those of you that have to go, remember Airliners Live is live tomorrow morning UK time, 10 a.m. at Manchester. So you want to check that show out, put that on your calendars, and let's get back to our show here. Sorry guys, I've got a problem, so I can't pan while I'm taking.
The door's opening from the pilot hangar.
Oh, 85 Victor Charlie. It's not a Mustang, it's oh, it is a Mustang. Yeah, 85 Mustang. This guy's got YouTube videos. I remember sold him the Mustang. So I zoomed into the hangar and they were doing half practicing.
Okay.
There's a seaplane in that snow.
Oh no, that's not. Huge crap.
Private jets for north side. They have a seaplane in there. Sometimes.
No, just a couple of F-18s and a MiG.
So. 21 minutes.
Then we've got
21 minutes for the seventh round.
thank you for the 10 pounds, some bloke who travels a lot. Very much appreciated. Thank you, sir.
call 4. Yeah, it's take 55.
Okay, we've had a request to end the show for the Lufthansa 747-400 in 10 minutes. So that's perfect. We'll end the show with the Lufthansa arrival in 10 minutes from now.
The thing is going to be here until October now, 747.
Yeah.
I think. Or is it going to be permanent until they get the Dreamliners up and running?
How many A340s?
Yeah, they still have them. They just brought the first 600 back into service. And the bathroom in the belly.
Yeah, so I'll wait for the Lufthansa.
The West Coast are much younger than crew. The West Coast. More older from East Coast, Eastern
And the
Canada.
other thing I don't like about Air Canada is, like, if you fly
Yeah,
with
the
an
air
answer,
cargo's
you end up
coming
playing
down.
land, you get on, like, oh, thank you,
Yeah, yeah.
great. And you fly Air Canada, and you get off, and you're, oh,
Comes another
well,
Korean.
you know, Canadian market.
Wow, we've got another Korean departure here. This is the Air Cargo 777 that came in from Guadalajara.
Oh, it's even worse than Air Canada's better at least than Air Lingus.
I'd have more respect for Air Canada when you walked off the next time you did that.
Yeah. What happened there? I'm not good.
Get off on top of that.
Some bloke, thank you again. Wow, amazing. Another 50 pounds. That is mega, mega kind of you, sir. Yeah, it'll go a lot further than you could possibly imagine at Tim Hortons. Yeah, thank you again, some bloke. You've been extremely generous this show with your donations. It's totally unbelievable and so kind of you. And as I say, may I hope that karma comes back to you a million folds.
300?
back. Thank you again. Thank you.
600. Oh, my worst flight was coming from, what was it? So I was flying Frontier Airlines from
Mark Appleby, 747, thank you very much for that donation. Mega kind of you, sir. Thank you very much. I think we're going to need to do a battery change now, so I am going to turn the camera off and do a battery change. I'm doing a battery change. This is a battery change, guys.
Last time he was here, he was going to fly Harbour Air, and his flight got cancelled because of snow. Are they going to scrap that plastic?
Thank you going on the right side.
Oh.
Right side, dang it! If they knew that there were films here, they would have put it on the south side. So Seattle gets a free 40, I believe. No, free 30 they're getting right now. South Toronto.
Did they take one of theirs and convert it, or buy it?
It's 8. Full converted Fraser.
Where did they get it?
Okay.
Max 8. No?
When did they come? I've seen ads for that.
747 on approach, 3,500 feet. We are looking for him. He's inbound from Frankfurt. 3 minutes. So we're now going to start looking for him. He's on approach. He's somewhere out there. Keep our eyes peeled.
Face mask.
Somebody's already tooting their horn.
Gianna's getting Cargo Lux face mask delivery. Again. I would love to see Cargo Lux come to Vancouver.
So we got our eyes peeled for the Lufty.
North side, which is sad. Unless last minute they decide.
Definitely on the I could ride my bike home to get a shot in this one.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you've ever had this island
We're just looking for him.
Looks like something's lined up for this side.
I just see clouds.
No, I see something right above the old Orca air hangar.
Above Orca Air?
No, no, he's stuck into something else.
The old hangar.
Okay.
The goose. I sure got quiet.
Hey, Trevor Williams, thank you very much for the £5 donation. Mega appreciated. Thank you, sir. Hope you liked the stream. It's our first one, the first of many. Long may it continue.
Yeah. The slinger. Are they gonna be permanent?
Thank you, Amy.
Or
I'm
not?
glad you liked the show. And Louise, Sylvia, thank you also. Glad you guys were here. Thank you for showing up.
There he is now, Henry.
Okay, I'm looking for him. Hang on. Okay, I've got visual contact of the Lufty.
I'm happy that we're getting the 7.4.
Wow.
I wish they sent this 8i in Vancouver. Can we fit the 8i in Vancouver or no?
I'd like to see a Lufthansa.
So there he is. I haven't seen a Lufthansa 747-400 in 2.5 years.
Yeah. Looks like it's the Spectre, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like they just sidestep, maybe. Doubt it. That would have been nice to land her on the. But I didn't ask my friend who was on tower, who was working at the tower, to get them put on the south side. Yes,
They're looking out the window going, wow, looks warm out there.
it's a new old paint job.
I remember flying to Bulgaria 2 days before Christmas from Toronto. I got on the exact same day. Everything was exact. In the middle of that hole by the camera.
I know.
Sometimes here I'm sitting there, the whole thing is just
Yesterday was VM.
my building in Toronto, I had a condo on the 20th floor. I was up there one day with the time card. It's like I could see the 2 feet back and forth. I looked out at the
again. Do you think we'll ever get the 8i here or no? No?
Never.
Why? Or Toronto. I don't think, no, Toronto doesn't get the 8i. I wish you brought that news for
Well,
football one. You know the football free
Going into the trees.
it is.
Have you ever gone on a bowling tour?
Yes.
You know, driving out.
well, guys, that is a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this Vancouver live stream. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you guys for your time this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are watching from. I know we had people from obviously the UK, Canada, US, South America, Chile, Santiago, Buenos Aires. Thank you all. Muchas gracias. And remember, tomorrow morning, tune in for the Airliners Live Manchester show. I believe it's at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, UK time, Greenwich Mean Time. That'll be a great show too. So this was our first. Thanks so much. Thank you for your patience. There's been teething, of course, and getting over the hurdles of a startup like this. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank both Andy and Martin for all their amazing help over the last 3 months while we jumped through all the hoops to get this set up for you guys. So thank you all for your donations. Those of you that attended, it was awesome. Look forward to seeing you all at the next show. And I can't always guarantee fabulous weather like this in Vancouver, but we're moving into the summer, so hopefully it'll be better. Well, spring and summer months are a lot better, obviously. So thanks again, everybody. Wishing everybody a good night, happy spotting, and we'll see everybody next week. Thanks again, guys.